Hello, hope you all are all doing well. It's February 25th, and today I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about one thing. I'm just going to be talking about a potential severe weather outbreak tomorrow. It's going to be kind of the main focus of today's video, and I'm also going to be talking about kind of what we could see severe weather-wise as we go into Monday as well, because we will be looking at kind of a multi-day severe weather event. I hope you all are doing very good. It's Saturday, and let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking at a moderate risk. What's our day 2 outlook from the SPC? This is valid from 12Z tomorrow until 12Z on Monday morning. We have a moderate risk across southwestern Oklahoma right there, as you can see. An enhanced risk all the way over into southwestern Missouri. A slight risk from areas of like Amarillo, Lubbock areas all the way over into central Missouri. And the marginal risk goes all the way into central Illinois, down into kind of central Texas. We have only a 5% tornado threat, so actually the tornado threat is not like expected to be that significant. Wind threat, the reason we have a moderate risk and even an enhanced risk is because of the wind threat. We can see we have a large 45 sig and a pretty large 30 sig. That includes a good portion of Oklahoma there. So definitely looks like the main threats with this is going to be wind. Let's go over to pivotal weather and start talking about this. So looking at forecasted reflectivity, okay, we're just going to start off by looking at this. Then we're going to take soundings and look at the environment. So this will kind of give us an idea of what we could be looking at, but it's not going to give us an exact idea of what we could be looking at, and stuff will likely be different than like what you see here. What we actually see tomorrow will be different than this. But as you can see, the HRRR indicates kind of initiation occurring like late tomorrow afternoon, about 4 or 5 p.m. Storms getting going across areas of the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle into southwestern Kansas. And at this time, 23Z, like dew points in that area are fairly meager. I mean, we only have dews in the 50s and stuff. But then as you get down into this area here, this is the area here I'm really watching for like the tornado threat kind of. We're going to get into that kind of like why later. But we can see a little pocket of moisture down there kind of reaching further north, a very sharp cutoff with those dew points in the teens right behind this, in the 50s in front of it. At this time, keep in mind, this is 5 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Instability at this time is fairly low in some areas. It's limited for sure, but as you get down into that area, once again, southwestern Oklahoma and that kind of area right outside of the Texas Panhandle, we have increased instability. And if we go back to the 18Z run of the HRRR, instability has definitely increased throughout that area, so that's kind of a good sign. We already take a sounding. We don't have any convection ongoing in this area. We take a sounding. The reason why is likely just that capping. But look at this. I mean, this is very good. I mean, look at that HOTO. Get a nice spread out enlarged HOTO. The shear profiles are very good. I mean, this is a very good sounding overall for tornadoes and damaging wind, which is kind of why we see the damaging wind threat. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see like a 10 sig added maybe for like this area here. I could definitely see the potential for that. We'll see what the SPC does. And yeah, so reflectivity at 23Z, that's what we're looking at. That's composite reflectivity right there. So yeah, and then at 6 p.m. you can see we have a line forming for like a good portion of these areas: Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, into even western Oklahoma at this point, and into like western Kansas. Take a sounding in front of that. You see, the thing is, I mean, this is kind of the issue, is we do have capping in place. I mean, we could be looking at some storms that would struggle to become surface-based. But I mean, we have a thick layer of capping in front of us. But wherever we don't see that capping, though, is where we could really see a lot of action. And yeah, that's 6 p.m. 7 p.m. we can see HRRR indicates even some very strong, like some stronger storms forming. The environment in that area there is actually getting better. You can see dews now in the 60s, but let me try to take a sounding in front of this, which is going to be practically impossible. Let's see. Let's try to take one right there where we don't have any capping. Yeah. Okay, yes, this is a very weird sounding, I'd say. I mean, what is the dry air lava? It does not make any sense. But yeah, so this is kind of weird thermos, I'd say. But other than that, like shear profiles and stuff is pretty good. I mean, we're definitely going to see a significant damaging wind threat. But I mean, definitely, I definitely do think we're going to see a tornado threat, especially in this area here, and maybe even further south, depending on where we can actually see storms initiate. And then, as we get into later in the night, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., we can see a line just progresses through central Oklahoma. That is 9 p.m. right there. 10 p.m. line started to move into southeastern Kansas and moving into like this eastern half of Oklahoma, even northern Texas. Which at this point I do think our tornado threat would have gone down like dramatically, but it would probably still be there. But I think we're mainly just going to be looking at a significant damaging wind threat. And then that line by Monday morning. So this right here is 3 a.m. We're looking at that line in Missouri down into northern Arkansas, definitely starting to die. Yeah, so 850 millibar winds. So we just take a look at like winds right above the surface. You can clearly see why we're going to be looking at it. Just look at those winds right there ahead of that front. Wow. Yeah, so I mean, it's not taking much to really bring those winds down to the ground, causing a pretty significant severe weather event or damaging wind event. But I mean, also where we have those deep, like those better thermos, where we don't have a ton of capping and stuff, we have that tornado threat, especially across like once again that area of like southwestern Oklahoma and Texas. So yeah, that's pretty much tomorrow, a little overview of it. And then Monday, we're looking at the slight risk across areas of Indiana, Ohio, and into Kentucky. Marginal risk going down into like areas of east central Tennessee. So let's go ahead and move over to those areas. And we can talk about that. So we'll start off by looking at 850 millibar winds. So we can see with that punch right there, just coming in with like along the front. I mean, we're just already going to see gusty winds with this, but then it's just going to get enhanced by those storms. Instability-wise, I'm kind of curious what kind of instability we do have Monday. I know, yeah, this is going to be a very low instability event for sure. This is just going to mainly be driven by upper level winds and stuff. It's going to be mainly just be dynamic driven, kind of a forced squall line type event. And like reflectivity, you're going to see what it has, just kind of like a broken, not even a line, it has like a broken line of storms. Although this will probably change. I think we'll end up actually seeing definitely some severe storms in here. And other than, I mean, but it's not going to take much for these. I mean, these storms can look very bad on radar and stuff, like look even like this on radar, but and then it could produce damaging, like very damaging, very gusty winds, even up to severe limits. That's kind of why we have that slight risk. We take a sounding. I'm not expecting this to be really a big tornado day. I don't think the SPC indicates anything tornado-wise, but like soundings, yeah. I mean, we have some shear, but thermos are just weird with this. So if we see a tornado threat, I think it would be. It's hard to tell. I mean, we have like shear and stuff in place. It's just once again the thermos are weird. I mean, we're definitely just gonna. I think our main threat's mainly gonna be damaging winds, but in some areas we could potentially maybe see like a very small tornado threat. I do think we'll see just a large 2% for a good bit of these areas here. But I guess that's pretty much all I got. I just wanted to talk about those 2 days. I hope y'all all have a great day tomorrow. I'll probably be back on Monday, just because I'm just pretty tired this weekend just because of work and school. But yeah, so, and please be safe tomorrow with that damaging wind threat, especially if you're in like the area getting affected by it. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it.